Hey guys, Michael Sanchez, violin teacher here. Some of you guys out there are struggling with intonation, struggling with bow speed, with your tone, playing fast, or possibly vibrato. All of these things that you might be struggling with are directly related to how you're doing with your technique. So if you've never taken private lessons, or if you've only sort of learned a little bit about technique, it's so important that you understand the importance of how that relates to all those areas. So for example, intonation. To be able to play in tune, we have to have good left hand setup. We have to make sure our angles are back. We have to make sure our knuckles are up. We have to make sure that our hand is relaxed to be able to reach the fourth fingers, reach the low ones when we're playing flats. If you guys have bad technique, you're going to have a really hard time, being able to play in tune. The second thing is bow speed. So a lot of you guys maybe are trying to do various rhythms, play 16th notes, do different things, where you have to move the bow either fast or slow. And if you don't have a good bow hold, if you have your fingers really stiff away from the bow, your thumb is sort of pressed up against the bow, those are all going to cause you to have a really hard time moving the bow at different speeds and ultimately negatively affecting your rhythm. The third thing is tone. So a lot of you guys use way too big of muscles when you're playing the violin. You're using your arm, your wrist is really stiff. That makes it really hard to get a good tone because ultimately the bow has to be as relaxed as possible when you're playing the violin. So there could be a lot of things sort of pushing up against that bow that makes it to where you're going to have trouble with your tone. The fourth thing is finger speed. So if you guys are trying to play, really fast songs, having trouble doing that, maybe you've even been playing a while and it's just hard to play fast. There's so many things related to, left hand, with shifting, with understanding where the thumb goes and how it moves up and down the instrument. They're going to help you play faster, and you guys might just be like over pressing into the fingerboard, not using the proper part of the finger to press down. So these are all things that are really vitally important, to achieve success with playing fast. The fifth thing is vibrato. So a lot of you guys, are maybe struggling with vibrato, maybe you've been playing a while, and there's so many techniques that are so vitally important to understand, related to vibrato. So ultimately, if you're using too much of your arm to sort of, raise that arm up, if you're forcing the vibrato, if you're pressing down too hard, if you have too much of a grab on the instrument, it's going to translate negatively into your bow hold, ultimately affecting your vibrato. So there's so many things that are just so important related to techniques and fundamentals when you're trying to get good vibrato. I highly encourage you guys to click on the link as I'm going to go through more of these areas. I basically put together a checklist segmenting different areas that I find really important to work on related to technique, and I really believe that if you guys understand these things and start working them into your practice sessions, you're going to start seeing a lot more success on the violin. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day.